Hey Peaches, I'm Eleanor and welcome to Peaches by Starlight Tarot. I'm doing things new this week. Starting this week, I am doing 2 pick-a-card readings, 2 different videos. I'll be doing one for love and relationships and one for money and career, and that's this one. This is the money and career one. So we'll try this out and see how it works. If you want to keep up with my readings, they come out every Saturday. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you hear something that you feel like someone would benefit from hearing, go ahead and share with them. Give me a like if you hear something helpful, and comment and let me know if you have any questions or want to know how things shake out. This is a general reading for lots of people, so if you want a reading that doesn't have anyone else's energy involved and is tailored just to you, my Etsy page is listed below. I'm using the Kawaii Tarot and the Art Oracles, and at the end of each reading, I'm going to use the Sweet Ass Domination deck for 3 pick-a-cards at the end. So I have stack 1 is the baby chick, stack 2 is the blue Tang fish, and stack 3 is the baby bunny. They're timestamped below. Let's get started. Okay, so if you chose stack 1 or chose the baby chick, your artist for this week is Yayoi Kusama. Let's see, it says, your soul is composed of the same dots as the universe. Distinguish yourself from your mirror image. Show them your hallucinations. All right, I might not use all that in my interpretation, but those are just some tidbits the creators of the deck used to describe her card. Okay, so you have the 2 of Wands in reverse. Oh, I want to face it to me. Okay, so I can look at it. You have the Star and the 6 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so I have everything where I want. All right. So starting off with this 2 of Wands in reverse, it advises you to look where you are beneath your feet for what it is that you want, for the treasure that you're sitting atop of right now. Something that isn't immediately visible to the untrained eye. There's something to the casual untrained observer. There's nothing special or extraordinary here, but there's very much a no place like home energy, or like in that Parks and Rec where they had Tom was supposed to pick a new font for their logo, and he ends up seeing Jerry's old ID photo. So it creates this kind of throwback or revival theme, refurbishing of something old. And the Star brings you healing, regeneration, restoration of your resolve to hold your ground, especially with this reverse 2 of Wands. It's talking about holding your ground. If you've been tempted to walk away from your job, it's kind of screaming right here that won't help you. The problem will follow you. So it's about finding this peace and this balance and this restoration in the situation that you're in, refurbishing and rehabbing the situation that you're in. With this reverse 6 of Wands, there's a sense to where it may be about credit. Not feeling seen, not feeling appreciated, feeling like they're bolstering someone else or giving someone else an advantage, or favoritism, that kind of thing. Not being appreciated. And I get that, I really do, but with Yayoi here as your guiding artist, there's a sense of where it's all about immersion in your experience. It's about your immediate experience, your senses, your present, your state of flow, not about credit. The Star does reassure you that you will have everything you need, but not necessarily everything your ego craves. So if you want to stop, you can, if you can stop creating an egoic battle where one doesn't need to exist, you can access flow state in whatever it is that is repetitive about what you do, like the dots in her work. There's like a white noise to it that brings peace, and it drowns out that monkey mind and that chatter and that kind of mental back and forth. You know, how you have conversations in your mind of what you would say to someone or what you think they're saying about you, and it's just like, get into the immediate present, the sensations. If you're sewing, it's like the thread in and out of the thing. It's just like a very zen-like state. And people pay big money to backpack through Nepal or to go to a monastery where it's quiet, there's the chanting and all these things that are in those religions, in those traditions that involve repetition, that involve creating a vibration that brings stillness and drowns out that chatter. You can access that on the daily, anywhere you are, whatever you're doing, in what it is that's repetitive about what you do. And you can do it and get paid to find that flow. That if you focus on the sensation, the present, the process, the flow, and not what others are doing. In this way, you become the star. You become the true MVP, because your work will then have substance and quality, and you won't be the ones whose efforts are bringing hollow results that may look flashy on the surface but have no substance. Okay, that is what I'm seeing in your cards. Now let's get your sweet ass domination advice. So go ahead and set your intention now, whether you feel like card 1, 2, or 3. We'll have a message for you. You can choose more than one. All right, then let me tune in to the baby chicks. All right, card 1. This one is already turned over. So is that one. I just want one. Card 1. I exercise and expand my happiness muscle to beastly levels every day. That's what that front looks like. It's easy to feel like happiness is elusive. You feel incredible and confident one day, and then unimportant, unattractive, and depressed the next. Before you know it, you end up slamming a bottle of wine and a tub of ice cream to help numb the gloom. But just as people transition from unhealthy and overweight to healthy and fit, you can exercise your happiness muscle and build a life of smiles. With the tiniest practices of gratitude and mindfulness, mindfulness is what I didn't use that word, but that's what I was trying to get at, and I focus on what truly lights you up, the star, you can turn yourself into the Hulk Hogan of happiness. The army of sadness cannot break down your fortress if you are kicking their ass every day. And that's the 6 of Wands. That is that success. That's kicking ass right there. But it's in reverse, because that's what they're trying to get you to do to access that, right? All right, card 2. Instead of searching for happiness, I create happiness. Up to this point, you may have aimlessly floated through life searching for happiness. You tried Googling cat videos, binge drinking, occasional narcotics, strange sex, and even reality television. You tried to find the answers by asking your teachers, religious influences, coworkers, family, and friends. Dude, you have been searching for thrills and not happiness. Happiness is not something you can find, it's only something you can create. Close your eyes and visualize how your life looks when you are truly happy. What step can you take today to move towards your vision? Okay, card 3. That is 2 cards. Card 3. I slaughter all conflicts that try to poison my moments. Should you turn the alarm clock off and sleep instead of getting up early and working out? Should you give the checkout clerk a wedgie for putting cream in your coffee when you ask for black? Will you let the meltdown of your current situation paralyze you so you never create again? Hell nah. You're a conflict assassin, and you have the power to take it on the chest. Deal with it like a boss and accelerate your sweet-ass life. You are in charge of all outcomes. Choose wisely. All right, baby chicks, like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you next Saturday. Thank you. All right, those of you who chose stack 2 or chose the fish, your artist is Artemisia Gentileschi. History has your back, society stabs you in it. Use your talent like a weapon. Don't let convention confine you. Okay. And you have the Knight of Pentacles, the Four of Cups in reverse, and the Devil. Okay, so let's see. This artist was a Baroque painter known for her realistic three-dimensional depictions of women, their oppression, their emotions, and their experience at the time of the times. And her work has like this very brilliant realism and clarity that I feel is getting picked up here with this reverse Four of Cups and the Devil. There's like an eye-widening, eyes wide open moment where you are seeing a bigger picture, a bigger narrative at play, another dimension to what's going on, another dimension to the story that's been kind of glossed over for a long time. But with this Four of Cups reversed, you're no longer overlooking it where you may have been before. It's like you can't unsee what you've seen with this Devil here. Like you've looked upon the face of it. And the Devil represents dependence, codependence, misdirected loyalty, debt, workaholism, lack of autonomy, being used, or using someone else or using something. A means to an end that lacks autonomy, self-determination. And so with this aha moment of this Four of Cups in reverse, you're seeing how it has affected you emotionally. It's like we're getting a glimpse into emotions that have been overlooked and glossed over by the male painters of the time. We're seeing another dimension. But it was not immediately obvious to you in your external world. This is something internal that you are now realizing it's bubbling up for being seen and for being addressed. And what it does is it kind of awakens this Knight of Pentacles energy that might have been dormant or might have been asleep up until this time. It's like awakening from an apathetic state. Finally pissed off enough to dedicate your time and your energy and your resources towards building the stability that you want so that you can walk away from whatever this is to free yourself and unlock the chains, unlock whatever's cuffing you, that ankle monitor that you've got on. And so it's going to take work. And with this reverse Four of Cups says that you might not have been up for this work at this time. Whatever was going on, it served you at the time. It's gotten you this far. But now there's like, no, this can't go on. There's like, it stops here. And so you're on the move with this Knight of Pentacles. Slowly but surely, little by little, you're on the move, making the moves that you need to do to get free of this. It will take perseverance. And I see that perseverance. I see that monster. I feel that rage, desire for justice, a desire for freedom being awoken at this time. So that's what I see in your cards. So I feel like the sweet-ass Domination deck is really appropriate at this time. So what is that Knight of Pentacles that you're waking up? What does he need? What does he or she need to hear? Let me tune in. Okay, card 1. This square deck is kind of hard to use sometimes, and it takes a while to speak, but the messages are always super awesome. Card 1. My fishy. I decorate my life with quality relationships, experience, and purpose. The world influences our desires to crave higher quantities, more money, more sex, more friends, more followers, more cars, more undies. Sadly, higher quantities only create shallow satisfactions in the moment. That's very double. That's this right here. Shallow in the moment, immediate satisfaction. But to be truly happy, try befriending quality, not quantity. And that is exactly what the Knight of Pentacles is on the road trying to create and search for, is that quality of stability and quality of life. How can you take what is already part of your life to the next level? Instead of the job you hate that pays the most, how about the one you love that pays enough? Instead of 20 Tinder dates a week with the world's best Photoshop con artist, how about one really strong, transparent, and beneficial relationship? The anchors of your happiness are already part of your life. How can you crack open the magic within? It's time to put on silk undies and ditch the rest. So this Four of Pentacles right there, that in that sentence, the anchors of happiness are already part of your life. How can you crack open the magic within? That's what they're talking about with that. All right, card 2. My financial status does not dictate my happiness. Money makes me more of who I am, and I am an amazing person. Money is not the fountain of eternal happiness. The devil would have you think so. Money only makes you more of who you are. If you are an asshole who loves to slay strip clubs, rail cocaine, and participate in a life of meaningless hoo-ha, money only allows you to do this on a larger scale. If you're a big-hearted philanthropist who loves to help the well-being of others, money allows you to help more people in bigger ways. You are not a slave to God money. You are the God of money. Use it to rebuild your kingdom of happiness and purpose, and your kingdom shall definitely be wealthy. Sometimes these come out more relevant and in perfect alignment with the cards than others, and today they really seem to be on point. I love it. Let's get card 3. Yeah. Today I am 1% better. Today I will help another freedom soldier become 1% better. 1% today, 1% at a time. That right there, that's very Knight of Pentacles. 1% at a time. You could have been an ant protecting your queen or a leaf on a bush in the jungle, but you aren't. You're you. You are supposed to be you. You are super fly and sexy as fuck. Life is a discovery of yourself and then a journey to help others discover their magic as well. What can you do today to get closer to the new you? How can this new you help those around you? Every day, ask yourself these questions. How can I become 1% better? How can I use my services to help another become 1% better? All right, my fish. Like, share, and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you next Saturday. Thank you. Okay, so if you chose stack 3 or chose the baby bunny, your artist this week is Georgia O'Keeffe. Nature can keep a secret. Keep Freud guessing. You can't run away from yourself, but run away from others can be quite productive. So you have the Magician in reverse, the Three of Swords, and the King of Swords. All right, then. So with this King of Swords, I am seeing an exquisite verbal or written expression of truth and insight into a painful situation. So it's like the one thing about Georgia O'Keeffe, she liked her solitude, her routine, her autonomy, but also to observe her surroundings at close range. So with the Magician in reverse, there's a sense to where you're breaking something down into fine detail and focusing on something like specifically, maybe taking something out of context to focus on it. But you're doing it with this King of Swords methodically, logically, almost very kind of Spock-like and Sheldon-like, but at the same time, there's this pain, this emotional pain. So there's somehow something moving about it at the same time. And it's almost like, it feels like a psychologist speaking on grief or speaking on recovery or speaking on processing pain in some way. Not necessarily expressing it from the heart as something you're experiencing in the moment, but speaking on it as a subject. And so with this reverse magician, I think it's important to consider the far-reaching effects of what you're saying, of what you communicate, all the different ways it could be construed, and the possible ways, the filters through which it'll be received and potentially twisted around on you. So dot your I's, cross your T's, disclose your background, your conflicts of interest, your intentions and stuff like that. Be very clear with what your intention is with these. And paired with Georgia O'Keeffe, it's like you don't need or want to be persuasive so much as you're just sharing a perspective for informational. I'm making her sound more clinical than she is, but there's a sense to where you're presenting it and you can take it or leave it. You can take what resonates and leave the rest type of thing. But to be clear on what your level of knowledge, ability, and professionalism is, like saying, this is not medical advice, this is just my experience. There's a sense to where you may be speaking from experience, but unemotionally at the same time. It's like you've healed from it far enough, and you've learned enough from it that you can show others the way out of it, because you aren't still in it, but you've been there, and so you can speak more helpfully, if that makes sense. So also from what I remember of the TV movie I saw years ago, and I didn't see the whole thing, but I feel like she called her husband Mr. Stiglitz. So with this reverse magician, I'm feeling like reminding you to avoid the temptation to mix personal and professional, business and personal. So keep it professional, keep a boundary. With this King of Swords and Georgia O'Keeffe, there's a sense to, I'm feeling logic, reason, knowledge, truth, and formality. Okay? That's what I'm getting in your cards. So let's get your 3 sweet-ass domination cards. And see what that King of Swords needs to hear. Let me tune in to you. Okay, card 1. I don't give a fuck about stress. I release all confrontations and utilize my energy to its fullest. There's nothing more draining than allowing someone to offend you. If you let them under your skin, you are allowing them to suck out your beautiful energy and replace it with stress. If you ignore their ignorance, you could use the energy to distribute positivity throughout the rest of your day. The next time you are tempted to engage in offensive exchanges with someone who clearly has a stick up their booty, turn your cheek and flash a smile instead. Let the confrontations pass like gas. Your energy is for you, not them. So I didn't really pick up on that in this reverse magician, but there's a sense where the magician in the upright is taking everything available, all of his faculties, to create something. And so when it's in reverse, you may be over taking things into using things on the desk. What am I trying to say? Using tools that you shouldn't be, taking things into account that don't belong, extraneous things like offense. That did not come out super smooth, I'm sorry. But okay, it reminds me of Parks and Rec. I'm watching it with my son, okay, so it's on my mind. But when April and Andy tell Ron there are toolkits in the bathroom, so he takes this ripped plastic bag and there's like a game cartridge, a scissor, half, and a flashlight, which he opens and it's full of jelly beans. So it's like, it's a toolkit full of really useless things. So making sure that you aren't using things into your energy that don't belong there. Card 2, my emotional fear is an illusion. You are a hunk of magical meat strapped to a skeleton made of stardust. You are raging through space on a giant rock at approximately 67,000 miles per hour around a giant ball of fire in an infinite abyss. Be brave and bold in your quest, because you are a product of the impossible. That reminds me of an Alan Watts thing that he said. I'm going to have to link that below. I heard it quoted in a song, but it's probably from a larger lecture that might be helpful. Talks about being on a giant rock ball going around a hysterical fire. It's really quite a strange situation if you think about it. Card 3. The best experiences of my past shall be the worst of my future. You are heating up. You are flaming hot. You are a 360 slam dunk on all resistance gremlins that stand in your way. Your focus is escalating. Your mind is a factory of awareness. This is really starting to be describing this King of Swords right here. Each night you rest as a stronger, smarter, happier, and more meaningful person than you were at any other time in your life. May the best moments of your past be the worst of your future. All right, baby bunnies, like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you next week. Thank you.